What is going on, everyone's? We are here and we are back with another episode of
Is My Point Valid? You are now tuned in to Is My Point Valid?
Yes, indeed. We in this thing and we in this thing. So y'all know how it is. We in this thing. We said it 3 times, so you know we in this thing. But we're gonna go ahead and get it started. First, let us introduce ourselves. So I am Brandon D,
And I am Camille A. Stocker.
and we're gonna go ahead and jump into this episode with What You Know Good. So what you got for him, baby?
All right. So I've watched one documentary.
Uno.
And it was on Showtime. It's called Supreme Team. And this is another Nas
This is.
show. He's the EP and he is directing. He is sitting there asking LL Cool J questions. And I was like, wow, go ahead, Nas.
Mr. Nasir Jones.
His birthday was on the 17th.
Happy birthday to you. Oh, happy birthday to you.
I always remember like September birthdays. Anyhow.
Shout out to him.
So he's talking about the Supreme Team, and the Supreme Team was a gang in Queens, New York, with Gerald Prince Miller and Kenneth Supreme McGriff, and they give you a 3-part docuseries, and the leaders, who I just said, Prince and Supreme, are the leaders, and they're telling their stories of how everything went down, how they came up, what made them come up, how they ended up in prison, because they are in prison, and he is talking to them on his speakerphone, like getting their stories. And I like stuff like that. I like to understand like the history, and it just so happens that everything that he does, I guess, is going to be surrounded with New York, of course. And so I'm looking like, where's some Texas stuff at? You know, any
Straight up.
what gangs and stuff?
What was popping down
in Houston
inside?
and H-Time.
H-Time.
All right, next up on if y'all want to check that out, that is on Showtime if you get Showtime. The next up, Ty Tribbett was in The Trap, and if you don't know what The Trap is, it's the 85 South show with DC Young Fly, Carlos Miller, and Chico Bean, and sometimes Clayton English, but the whole crew. I just wanted to talk about them because, man, I watch them every Friday. I watch them every Friday when they drop, and that's one of my favorite podcasts, the coldest podcast in the game. Why I'm talking about this is because Ty Tribbett was in there, and I've always seen him as running around hollering and, you know, doing all that stuff on stages. So I didn't know that man. I knew he was funny looking, right?
Yes.
But he was in there and just holding his own and telling about his experiences and his walk with God and Jesus and what it's been like. And then it was like something else that was fun. He was on that Justin Timberlake. Dun, 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 dun. That's him playing that.
The Timberlake
Cry Me a
song?
River.
Really?
That's him. I said, wow. But yeah.
Did he get his credit for that? Did Timberland show that man some love?
He said he got paid, but he didn't really go into like.
Oh.
I don't know if he still gets the residuals or however. I don't know, but that was him. I was like, that's pretty. You know, you see him, but that was cool. So I just wanted to talk about that because I watched it and I enjoyed it, and so it was a good overall message. Last on What You Know Good, I'm currently reading a book by John Taylor Gatto, and it is called Dumbing Us Down, and this is a book about the compulsory schooling. If you don't know what compulsory is, that is public school and how it's not a system that is, working. And so he's taught in this school.
Another broken system?
He taught in the system for 26 years, and he was seeing how students were being misled and used, and how they should be learning, having children in classes that should have been in higher classes, and you still keeping them in there because you didn't see the value. But yeah,
categorizing people really, because of ages and other numbers.
Right. Really good read. Dumbing Us Down. That's John Taylor Gatto. And that's all I have for What You Know Good.
It's John Taylor Gatto. Huh. Shout out to that boy. Doing big things. But yes, we are going to keep it on and moving, and we're going to get into this topic for today. So what is that going to be for them, baby? Let them know.
All right, 5 benefits of marriage.
Yes, and granted, you have to be in a committed relationship, in a committed marriage. Yeah.
What you mean in a committed?
I mean, there's a lot of people who are in marriage that are not going to benefit from the benefits that we're about to explain because the relationship is not the focus. They're just there. But that's another topic for another discussion.
Okay, I have to write that down.
Huh. Yeah. So we're going to go ahead and get into it. The 5 benefits of our marriage particularly, because we can only speak on what we know. So number 1 is going to be a personal accountability partner. And shout out to someone who going to call you on your BS when need be, because we all need someone who is going to set the hook and reel us in, because oftentimes we lose our way. We lose sight of things. And having someone to reel you back in is imperative. If not, you're going to be out here doing all kind of crazy things. So what you think about that?
I think, you do have your own personal accountability partner. Because, like you said, you won't be out here doing all types of things. And I take that as whatever you do, and I know a lot of people don't see it like that, marriage, but a lot of things that you do, it affects the next person.
Absolutely.
Because it's not just a you thing. It's a we thing. It's a union thing.
Yeah.
And so when you go out and you're like, all right, I'm going to make this decision because it's for me, but that decision could mess up your marriage.
It can place a toll on a lot of things in your life.
And not having discussion. So, accountability. And I think also being an accountability partner is uncomfortable.
Absolutely. But it is more comfortable with someone that you know, like, and trust. And someone specifically that you sleep with on the regular basis. I mean, if you can't trust the person that you're sleeping next to, then maybe you may not need to be with that individual. I'm just saying, you're going to do what you want to do. I'm just here to shed light.
Also, like I said, because I do not like having uncomfortable situations. Sometimes I'm just like, you know what, I'm going to let it ride. But when I let it ride, I am building up. It's building up.
Bubbling.
It's building up, and then I explode. And so, I always say me and Brandon have been married for 8 years. And so in that, I think these past 3, I have been able to communicate. This is what I need. This is what we need to do in order for us to succeed in this manner, in this order. And a lot of times, and I'm saying a lot of times, if we're being real, Brandon does not want to hear it. He'll ignore me in that situation, but he heard me, right? And he'll think
I'll be listening.
Yeah.
I mean, I hear her, but I don't be listening like that.
You heard me.
Yeah.
And in that time, what I've seen as growth, because I think in the beginning it would have been like, you don't know what you're talking about. Like, you don't know. And like, you know what, I might not know, but I know the decision that needs to, be had. But I've seen recently that a lot of things that I do say are taken into accountability.
Shout out to Duce.
They are thought about. and it is, okay, we need to do this. I know I need accountability. I don't like I don't like being told what to do or changing up or anything like that. But I know
direction is hard.
Direction is super duper hard, and it's super hard when you are used to doing something, your way.
Absolutely.
But every day, Brandon calls me while he is at work. The girls, our children, are so funny because they be like, "It's Daddy again."
I don't be calling for them.
But in that, Brandon will hold me accountable for some things. Are you going to do that? Are you going to do this? And I'll be like, yeah. I remember the other morning, just recent, he asked me something, and I was just like, the time I've been talking to you for an hour. Yeah. It's time for me to get up off of this phone with you. You have work to do, and I have work to do. We gotta we gotta end this. But I understood everything he was saying. So yeah, need accountability.
You gotta have accountability.
Yep.
Absolutely. Especially if you have goals, aspirations, and all those things. You have to have someone who is going to hold you to the things that you say.
Absolutely.
Because myself specifically, I say a lot of things. I need someone who is going to hold me to those things so I act on them, because we all have a lot of ideas that we want to act on. Having someone to throw that in your face here and there so you remember those ideas will help you.
The funny thing about it is, I'm gonna tell on myself.
Please do.
You see me as this just, y'all. I spit fire with Brandon, and not because of being mean, but because my guy, you said, and I really hold people to what they say. So if you can't hold up to what
she be listening.
If you tell me something and then you don't follow through, it burns me, because it's like you said. But you said. And if you didn't tell me that you changed up something, Mama be like, you said. Mama said. And so I really do spit fire with Brandon, because it's like, you are saying this. This is you. I mean, I can do all I can, but I'm doing my part. And if and I feel like in marriage, if you do want to go far, it just can't be one part moving. Both parts have to move. And so, absolutely. I'm a dragon when trying to make sure that Brandon takes the steps that he needs. And sometimes, and I think another thing with marriage is, Brandon gives it to me nicely. I don't give it to him nicely. I'm going to give it to him, but he understands it.
Because really, it doesn't matter how you give it to me.
I think it does, because sometimes I do tell you so kindly, and it's just like, okay. And then, but when I get some bass in my voice, it don't sound like that.
Don't do me that.
That was a joke. But yeah, accountability.
Yeah, accountability. That is going to be number one. All right, moving right along. Number 2 of the benefits of marriage, we're going to say added value. Now, some would say higher income. Value comes in many different forms. My form of value in our relationship is you being at home, or me making enough money for you to be at home, because a lot of people, one income is not enough for a lot of people.
It still ain't enough.
And exactly. So for me to be able to make enough money for you to stay home and teach our children so they don't have to deal with certain things, societal things, that's invaluable to me. So number 2 is
invaluable, added value.
Hold
on, we invaluable.
Yeah,
it adds value.
It adds value
into it. Got it.
Yeah. So that is number 2 of the benefits of our marriage specifically.
He added some good value to yourself, didn't you? No.
I did. I did it. I'm valuable.
Like, little did we know what would come, being a homeschool mom, being a stay-at-home mom. I did not think I was going to be a stay-at-home mom for all this time. But it's looking like for the rest of the rest of the time that I probably am going to be, but I did not see that. We had talked about that once Ava had turned 5 and was in school, that I was going to go back into the workforce. And then Isabel, I was like, well, when she turns, and then it was like,
and then life happens.
Yeah.
As it tends to.
So, yeah. I'm an added asset value.
Yes, goodness. So that's another benefit of being married. And we're going to move on to number 3, which is parenting. So, we skip. We on parenting. We on parenting.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. So for me, I feel like it's important to have both parents. Now, this could be the case if you're in 2 different households, but for me, I think it's very important to be in the same household, teaching your children the same values in the same environment, because things can get real confusing real fast. If mommy does things this way, daddy does things this way, grandma does things this way, aunties does things, and they're around all of these people, then your child won't really know who to follow, because they see all of these people as an authority in their life.
Got it.
So if you have 2 parents in a household who are teaching these kids or children, we're going to say children, if teaching these children the same things, the same values, the same information, by the time they get out to the other people of influence, they won't be as influenced, because they already have what they need to know in their minds. So number 3 is parenting.
Just have it being the same views.
Consistency is good for all relationships.
The girls know what mommy's gonna say, and eventually the girls know what daddy's gonna say. And if mommy is not sure, then ask your daddy. Yeah. Like, that's how it is. Because I know a lot of women do not, but I do. I do follow that thing of Brandon's the head, then it's me. And so I need to, because I'm not about to, you ain't about to,
and kids are smart enough to know how to play you against each other.
Yeah.
They know their parents, and they know what they can get away with, and they'll try things. So with us, it's like, no, we ain't doing that. We is not doing that. So we nip that real quick. What mommy says, daddy say. What daddy say, mommy say. So don't ask. If you ask one, there's no need to ask the other, because it's going to be the same thing. And I'm going to feel played if you ask the other after you ask one and they told you what they told you. Because that means you're trying to be sneaky.
Yeah.
And we ain't doing that either.
Nip that in the bud. That's not what we do. So we do always try and be on the same page. Like, Communication. And one of the things is just, for y'all to have an insight. At 8:30, it's cutoff time from eating. Like, you can't eat anything after 8:30. Does that apply? It applies to me. Brandon eats after 8:30. Okay. Okay. I don't like it, but what I'm gonna do? But the girls cannot eat anything after 8:30, and so I think that's been established. So they will never. Sometimes it is like, okay, it's 8:35. All right, get the grapes, stuff like that. But at 8:30, there is nothing else, and I don't know if you knew that. Yeah, you did, but it was just like, you better not go ask your daddy for nothing, because this is.
We know what time it is.
It's the cutoff time.
Yes, goodness. So, number 4 is going to be longevity. And what I mean by that is, studies show that in both husband and wives, they live healthier and longer lives when they're in a healthy relationship. Now, I know for I've seen relationships where the husband and the wife have lived long lives, and it seems like as soon as one passes, the other one goes right soon after. So I feel like I'm no longer happy. My person's no longer here. So why am I here? My grandparents were like that. As soon as he lived for what my grandma maybe 15-ish more years. Not sure. Don't quote me on that. But after a while, he was like, I'm tired. Mm-hmm. I want my wife. Where my wife at? Yeah. I want to go where she at. Yeah. And he pretty much was just threw his hands up like, I'm done. Yeah. So longevity. And they also say that rates of unhealthy behavior like smoking and excessive drinking are more frequent in people who are not in marriages. I've seen that too. I'm not gonna give instances, but
dang, you gotta tell me off camera.
It's real close to you. Just think about it. Excessive drinkers. They going through it. So they try to do things to get their mind off of it. So,
I got it.
Yeah.
Ding, ding, ding,
ding, ding.
Because I'm not a big drinker. I have my reasons as why I'm not a big drinker. You know, I take a little sippy sip every now and again. But I do try and stay away from it. Even wine, you know, and some people are, you don't drink? I'm drinking some water. Man, have y'all had that Mountain Valley spring water? Check out Whole Foods or Sprouts.
Yes, that's that good water.
Oh my gosh,
that's that good water.
I tell the girls I need a shot.
Yeah.
They laugh because it's water. But yeah, I guess longevity, sure. Brandon, you're 5 years older than me, so you gotta
live forever though.
Yeah.
Straight up.
You gotta be 130.
I'm Superman.
I'm gonna be 125.
Straight up. But yes, number 4 is longevity. And I got a partner that boy say long jeopardy. But we ain't gonna shout him out. We're gonna keep it on.
Oh, you just did.
We're gonna keep it on the movie. Number 5 on the benefits of being married is protection. And me and my brother-in-law was talking about this before, and speaking on behalf of women and protection, we were saying how it don't matter how strong of a woman that you are, you still need a man to protect you. Because when people go out and they need protection, they don't get a group of women. When you need a bodyguard, you don't get a group of women. You don't get one woman. You don't get a group of them. You go get a big old man or a group of big old men. Nobody's walking around with women protection.
Well, when we go to the club, we be in our group. And that's our protection.
I feel that. So one man busts all y'all across your head.
Somebody, if it's a group, somebody is gonna.
What if ain't none one of y'all got no hands? Oh, that's how y'all gonna be fighting. And that's how he gonna hit you across your head, because your hands gonna be in the air, swinging all in the air. He gonna hit you right across your dome.
Get hit one time.
Protection. But
is it just protection from?
It's not just physical protection.
Yeah.
Mental protection. Emotional protection.
Okay, how does somebody protect mentally?
All right. For instance, online, when someone doesn't agree with what you're saying, instead of you going on there and reading the comments, I intercept.
I do not like reading comments.
I intercept. I take all that heat. I love it.
I feel like Brandon.
I know what to do with it.
Like Brandon, did you see that?
I did. I'm about to reply. I'm typing right now.
Never mind. I'm not gonna tell that story.
Yeah, I'm typing right now. I'm typing.
Brandon deleted it, but that was funny.
But
it was a funny comment because it was true. But Brandon was like, "Heck no, we keeping that up there." But it was funny. Okay.
Moving right along.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah. Moving right along.
And I'm like, I do.
Protection.
But I get it. It was that protection, because if that would have been left up there, somebody else would have said,
I ain't got time.
Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah, we combating all negativity.
It wasn't.
I'm
negative.
just saying that wasn't, but stuff has come that wasn't so positive, and I had to intercept.
Oh man, that's funny.
Yeah. Call me Deion Sanders. He was
got it.
a cornerback. You feel me?
Got it.
Okay. Got it. Anyway, protection. That was number 4. That was number 5, and that's gonna wrap up our list of benefits of our marriage specifically.
So, did any of those benefits? Do you think any of those benefits benefit
you
in your marriage? Do you think that?
How do you feel about marriage?
Your partner, your wife or your husband is your accountability partner. Do they add value? Are you in a higher income with because of your spouse? Do they work? Do they not work? Like I do not.
Do they make you feel good? Do they make you feel happy? Do you feel like you're healthier because of the relationship and how smoothly, or not even smoothly, how good it's going?
That's a good question. Are you healthy?
Do you feel healthier in your relationship?
I was asking you, but okay.
Oh, I'm healthy. I feel good on my mama, in my hood.
Yeah, after I fuss,
all the time. But anyway, yes, that was the 5 benefits of marriage. And before we go ahead and get up out of here, because y'all know we got to rock out. But before we do, we're going to go ahead and get into On This Day in Black History. So today is September 19th. So on September 19th of 1881, Booker T. Washington opened up the official Tuskegee Institute in Alabama. Shout out to Booker T. Washington, a very influential person in history. So education. If you don't know the background of Booker T. Washington and all of the amazing things that he has done, please check him out. But just know, in 1881, he started Tuskegee Institute.
He opened it.
Started it, opened it.
You heard my door.
Oh, that was nice. Oh, that sounds like one of them Halloween doors.
It's almost October.
Straight up. Shout out to you and your Halloween doors. But yes. Thank you to everyone who continues to show us love every week. We will be back next Monday with a hot new topic for your mind. So, love, peace, and soul to everybody. Like Soul Train. Chew.